Hey, what's going on? This is Mando Crusader, and welcome to a new video covering a deck in Magic the Gathering Online. Today we're going to be looking at a really fun budget deck for Pauper, which is Gruul Landfall. This deck costs around $10 of real money to get. In fact, it's under $10 if you take into account cards that you already have copies of, such as Snakeskin Veil, as well as cards that you can get from trading with the free card bots that are around in the trade section. I know that I got a lot of these cards, such as McKindy Slide Runner, or Plated Geopede, or Snapping Gnarlid. All of those cards, all copies of them I own, I got from those free card bots. So if you play your cards right, this deck is under $10 to purchase, and it's really fun. So looking over the deck tech, there's really two things in the deck, right? There's ways to get land out onto the field. So, and by land, I mean multiple land. So you have Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse that allow you to play 2 land a turn. And you have cards like Harrow or Crop Rotation that allow you to play an extra land that turn. And all of those are taken advantage of by cards with Landfall. So every single creature in our deck has a Landfall trigger, meaning they buff every time a land enters the battlefield. So most of them only for that turn. But though we do have a couple like Territorial Scythe Cat that just get more powerful in general when a land comes into play and it's on the field. So yeah, it's basically the entire deck is playing as many lands in a single turn you can while your creatures are on the field as fast as possible. This is an aggro deck. You don't want to stick around because you don't and go into long, really grindy games because you don't have any counter spells. You only have one main deck removal spell in ram through. So you're not really prepared to go a full 20 minutes in a game. Your goal is to come in, kill your opponent, and then get out before they have a chance to do their thing. However, we do have sideboard options if it looks like that's going to be a necessity. We have 4 copies of Ground Assault for some hard removal. We've got 1 Nihil Spellbomb for just a little bit of graveyard hate. Tranquility to deal with enchantments. Nature's Claim to deal with artifacts or enchantments. Pulse of Murasa if we think we're going to be using our graveyard a lot. Searing Blaze as a removal spell that gets more powerful if we played a land this turn. So there's some more removal. Fiery Cannonade. A board wipe deals 2 damage to each non-pirate creature. Just in case we need to deal with a bunch of small creatures. and Swirling Sandstorm, in case you need to deal with a bunch of non-big creatures instead, as it deals 5 damage to each creature without flying if 7 or more cards are in your graveyard. So yeah, that's the deck. There's not a lot to it. It's really simple. But it can still win games. It can still win games. So let's get onto the field and test it. But before we do, if you like this video, if you like my content, hey, why don't you leave it a like? You know, that's what the like button's there for. Subscribe, ring the bell so that you can watch more of my videos. Also, comment in the description below. Comment in the comments below, not the description below. What decks you'd like to see me play next? Either MTGO or MTGA, and what other games you'd potentially like to see me play. And I'll do the best. I'll do what I can to make it happen. So without further ado, now let's get into it. Okay. Alright, excuse me, I need to clear my throat a second. Looks like we are on the draw. You know, this usually would be a horrible hand. But, excuse me. But we want all these evolving wilds to buff our McKindy Slide Runner. We won't be able to attack until turn 3, but hopefully Changeling Outcast. Oh. Are you playing? Is my opponent playing what I think they're playing? We need a mountain. And we'll end the turn. Because if my opponent is playing what I think my opponent is playing, then I just recently did a video about the deck that I think they're playing. Which you can find on my channel. I released it a few days ago, but it remains to be seen if they are playing Sign in Blood. I think they are. I think they're playing Mono Black Burn. Wow. That's nice. It's pretty cool to see a deck that I covered on encounter it in the wild. On a mountain, and as you can see, we get 2 triggers. So now it was just a 1/1. Plated GOP was just a 1/1. Now it's a 5/5. And our opponent even helped us along a little bit by using the Sign in Blood on themselves. Dealing 2 damage themselves, and yeah, it's Morsel Theft. They do heal themselves for 3. Gruul draws Vampire. Okay. Let's put out another Evolving Wilds. I always forget I need to click on those to trigger them. Crack it for a forest. Buff our creatures up real big and strong. And I think we're going to use our ram throw on the Gruul draws vampire. It's not very threatening now, but it seems they are playing that deck that I made a video about. It's going to be very, very dangerous in a little bit. Also, the Gruul draws vampire could block our creatures here. No! Oh my gosh, I am an idiot. I am actually an idiot. I didn't attack. I wanted to attack, but I didn't. I actually don't believe I made that mistake. I meant to attack right there. Oh no. Oh, this is like a slightly different version. Sovereign's... Oh no. We're going to lose and it's all going to be my fault. It's all going to be my fault. Oh no, it's all falling apart. No. Well, this just goes to show you, even the best of us can make mistakes. And, don't make mine. Don't make my mistake. They should be, our opponent should be on 10 health right now. Oh, man. That actually hurts my soul. Now they get to block one of them. They don't block. Okay. Well, we bring our opponent down to 8. There's still time. Maybe, just maybe, they only have 2 cards in hand. They're attacking with both. Do they have the capability to deal 6 damage? 2 Bump of the Night, and Sovereign's Bite. Although there are many combinations in this deck. Tyrant's Choice. Well, I guess I'm losing 4, and we're alive. We're alive. Unless he's about to end my life now. He does not. Alright. So, despite a really big mistake, we still managed to win. And win relatively easily. So yeah, let's begin sideboarding. And I'm thinking, what do we need? What do we need here? I really don't want one of our board wipes. I don't think, you know what? I don't think we need anything. I think this, there's nothing really special that deck is playing. The only really thing we could use is, like, direct removal, But at the same time, that would come at the cost of some of our pieces. Like, that's inherently what sideboarding is. And I think the best prescription for this deck for this matchup is just play faster. So I'm actually not going to make any changes. That may come back to bite me. If it does, in game 3, we'll just add a few copies of Ground Assault. And we are on the draw again. This time with significantly more, or significantly less land. What? You know, let's mulligan. There's so many good pieces in this hand. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. This is probably a really, really bad idea. This is probably a really bad idea to keep this hand. Because if we don't draw a second land, we're kinda screwed. So let's put down a forest. And let's hope we draw us either a second fetch land or a second land. Because we're really going to need that Night Market Lookout. Yeah. And Bump in the Night. At the very least... okay, there is our second land. Put on a mountain. Okay. And... pass the turn. Next turn we can put out Plated Geopede. And we have a bunch of nice pieces if we can live long enough to play them. Tyrant's Choice. Take 4. Gruul Turf. Okay, let's put out Plated Geopede. Put out Gruul Turf. Bounce the forest back. Yeah, I think... Geth's Verdict. That's a good draw. It's a good card for this matchup. Yeah. So the lesson that we learned is I should have went with my gut, and I should have mulliganed that opening hand. That is the lesson, because this is far too slow. This is far, 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 far too slow. Yeah. Okay. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take out our two copies of our most expensive creature. Slot in 2 copies of Ground Assault. And go from there. Just a little bit of extra removal. Most of their... I think actually almost all of their creatures only have 1 toughness, 2 at most, so this shouldn't be that hard to be able to kill them with ground assault. We are on the play on this last game. Ooh. This is a good hand. This is a really nice hand. Especially going first. So we don't want to waste any turn. Because against burn, you never want to waste a turn, because you need to go as fast as possible. But thankfully, if any deck can outspeed burn, it's this one. So no Changeling Outcast or Night Market Lookout, because those would both be better turn 1 plays. Instead, they're going with the Gruul draws Vampire. It's a bit sad we had to waste one of our land drops on this Akum Hellhound that isn't able to, well, that isn't able to attack with that damage, but it sets us up better for the next turn. A second Gruul draws Vampire. And Bump in the Night. But at this point, we are already off to the races. We're going to put out a McKindy Side Runner. Throw out our Mountain. And attack with our Akum Hellhound. Are they going to block it? They do not take, and instead they take 2 damage. Now, next turn, we can put out our Territorial Scythe Cat. And unlike the rest of the creatures in our deck, the buffs that Territorial Scythe Cat gets actually stay with Territorial Scythe Cat. So we're going to get poked for 2. Sovereign's Bite. And on to our turn. Play Territorial Scythe Cat. And now we can start getting our Evolving Wilds triggers. And really start doing damage. And now we have a 4/3 blocker for their creatures. For defense, I should say. And now we also deal 8 damage. Putting our opponent down to 13. Sovereign's Bite. Certainly buying them time. And we cannot block. Wait. No, we cannot block because of Intimidate. So we go down to 2. Are we actually going to lose? I think we actually might lose. Hold on, maybe not. Terramorphic Expanse. Because they have no blockers either right now. So, buff my creatures here, like this. With 2 landfall triggers. So we're up to 4. Oh, no, no, wait. I'm sorry. We do not lose. In fact, we win. Rancor or Territorial Scythe Cat. And that's game. That's game right there. So that's how quickly a game can go from being lost to won. Just like that. 2 landfall triggers, Rancor, and that's exactly 16 damage. And that's how quick this deck can go, really. If we probably would have won this match in 2 games if I had just mulliganed that original hand in game 2 away. But that's more of a that's more my mistake than the deck's mistake. All right. Let's see what we have here. We are on the play. This looks like a keeper right here. This is definitely a keeper. Our opponent is taking a mulligan this time. And are they going to take another one? They do. Mulliganing to 5. Giving us more of an advantage. This card advantage is everything in these games. We're going to put out our Smoldering Spires. And pass the turn. Ideally, I'd want to wait to have a target to hit with Smoldering Spires. But at this point, we just need it for the land value. Put out a Forest. And Plated Geopede. And let's see. Artifact lands. All right. No land. Well, I think this is a good turn for crop rotation. We sacrifice our Smoldering Spires, fetch a mountain, buff our Plated Geopede, and then attack for 3. I apologize. I'm a little stuffy today. I don't exactly know why. Ooh, that's a nice looking swamp. I really like that. Now, I'd really like to draw land, please. Hey, that works. That works just fine. Play out Gruul Turf. And we'll bounce our mountain. Getting a guaranteed trigger next turn. The reason we bounced our mountain is because I would like to play Rancor on Plated Geopede. And we get cast down. Always fun. Wonder how many more cards like that he has in his hand. Alright. Snap. Oh! Oh, I forgot. One thing that always catches me off guard is the fact that Gruul Turf gives you 2 mana. I'm honestly not used to that. I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not used to lands giving 2 mana. Used to them giving just 1 solitary mana. So we are going to play a forest. And you know what? We're going to go for it. We're going to go for gold here. We're going to go for it. Hopefully, I am hoping and praying that they don't have, like, another cast down. And it looks like they may not. Attack with our creature. Nope, they do. Second cast down. They were just waiting for it. Deadly Dispute. Alright. One of the new cards from AFR. I'd really like to draw a creature. Right about now. And we do not draw one. So we are now at a massive disadvantage because our opponent has like all of these removals in hand. We are at a massive disadvantage. And they get a treasure token. And now they just have a 6/3 out. With haste. So we go down to 14. Now if we draw a creature, we do not. Because our... I can't believe he had 2 cast downs in hand. That's really, really lucky. But it seems like my opponents always get really, really lucky. And I get this. But don't mind my salt. I think the match is lost. The 2 cast downs will do that. And yep. That game's lost. 3 of my 4 ram throughs, but none of my numerous amounts of creatures. I think that's a little sus, but what can you do? What can you do? So, I think I think this may be a game for both Ground Assault and Pulse of Murasa to get cards back from our graveyard. The only question is, what do we side out? I think we set out 2 of our Scythe Cats for 2 Ground Assaults. Should we take out our Ram Throughs? Because it looks like we aren't going to be allowed to have any creatures on the board. We'll leave it in as a one-off. I'm going to put in instead both of our Pulses. And, just in a 3rd Ground Assault. And we're going to submit this. And see if we can get some of our creatures on the board. Going on the play. I will keep this hand. Put out a forest. And pass the turn. Alright. We get a mountain. Throw out Plated Geopede. And see what our opponent has in store for us. Duress? Oh, they aren't going to find anything to hit with that. Bit of a waste, that Duress. Alright. Temur Battle Rage. Let's throw out McKinley's Side Runner. Or Slide Runner. Put out Gruul Turf. Bounce our forest. Actually, no, that's fine. Buff our creatures up. Attack for 3. I think now we're in a better position. This match, I feel like we're already in a better position because they can only hit one of these with cast down. So already we're a bit more secure. We're not going to be stuck in a position where only, we're only playing one creature at a time and we're extremely vulnerable to cast down. That just isn't really a thing that's going to happen in this game, I feel. Ooh, Terramorphic Expanse. Let's put out Territorial Scythe Cap. And let's hit our fetch land. Really buff our creatures up. You want a mountain? Because you already have a forest in hand. And we'll be able to hit for 12 this turn. Well, not 12. I don't know why I was thinking of that. We'll be able to hit for 9 this turn. And pass. We're down to 8. We have lethal next turn. Now, they probably have a cast down here, I would assume, right? Alright. Well, let's set up for the next turn, just in case. Play our forest. We have a little bit of graveyard retrieval. Play out McKindy Slide Runner. And we're going to save this. We're going to save our Timor Battle Rage. Because I'm pretty sure they have... our opponent has at least one removal. So this right here is lethal. Cast down on Territorial Scythe Cat. And is that it? That is it. Timor Battle Rage. The Plated Geopede. And he's got Weather the Storm. So he goes all the way back up to basically full health. Actually, he goes up to 23 health. So we basically haven't even touched him, really. Put him down, quote unquote, to 14. Deadly Dispute, the Ichor Wellspring. And what's he going to do next? Alright. Well, we're going to use Pulse of Marasa to get back our Terramorphic Expanse. Get 2 triggers for each of these. Each of our creatures. He has enough for another cast down. But this may be a little too much to overcome. I'm hoping. This is 4 creatures, each with at least 4 power. And nope, that's game. That is game right there. So, yeah, not even all that life gain. That was lethal. That was lethal right there. So not even all that life gain really saved him. So I think we're going to go in with the same plan. And, hope it works. Wait, did our opponent leave? I think our opponent may have bailed the match. Nope, never mind. You just need a little extra time to sideboard. We are on the draw. This is a decent hand. My gosh, I must be having an allergy attack or something. We're gonna keep this hand. It's a pretty good hand. You have enough to start playing our creatures. Although we are a bit vulnerable to the whole cast down thing that happened in game one. This time we're going to save our Smoldering Spires, just in case. Fetch a forest and pass the turn. Ichor Wellspring. Let's put out a mountain and tap them to put out McKindy Slide Runner. We have Crop Rotation. So they're Deadlying Dispute the Ichor Wellspring. We, sorry about that. We should be able to poke them this... nope, never mind. Lightning Bolt. So much for, being able to poke them. And there goes Boarding Party. Let's see. Let's play out a Coom Hellhound. And you know what? I don't think... they're really playing a lot of creatures. Cast down. Corrupted Zendikon. Well, you know what? I'm a liar because they turned their land into to a creature. So, what can you do? Right. Let's. Okay, we're going to. Tap. I wish I had more green. That'd really be nice right about now. Let's do our crop rotation. Sacrifice Smoldering Spires. Fetch and Evolving Wilds. Fetch a forest. We're gonna be needing that here. And then attack for 4. Our opponent cannot block. So we put them down to 16. Vault of Whispers. Are they going to attack? They aren't going to. They choose not to. Oh, I really wish I had more mana. Said every Magic player ever. Right. Harrow or Pulse? I think this turn we do Pulse. Grab our Evolving Wilds. Play it. And this will get our Akuma Hellhound out of the danger zone. Although, given they have all that open mana, I assume that they have Cast Down. Or are they just going to block? Okay, they're just going to block. Oh, I didn't actually read that. Oh, it's actually indestructible. Okay. Alright, so the only way we can kill it is with enchantment removal. And it just so happens that I don't have any. It's in my sideboard. I didn't know they had that in their deck. But that's my fault, I suppose. I'm going to put Rancor on Hellhound. Nope, here's the cast. There's the cast down. There's the cast down. Okay. And now they can just infinitely block with their indestructible land. All while they continue ramping up to whatever they're ramping up toward. Unless this is the second cast down. No. Is this just a turning land into creatures deck? Alright, I could really use that enchantment removal, huh? I could really use it. Because, like, now, like, I can't attack. I literally cannot attack because all of these are indestructible. And he'll just keep, he'll just continually block. Yeah, that's GG. Alright. On the draw after 2 ties in the dice roll. This is decent. This is a good hand. One Swiftwater Cliffs. So we've got 2 of our creatures. Another Swiftwater Cliffs. Making it a little more difficult for us with that extra 2 life. But I think we will manage. An island. And Flame Slash. And the card draw engine is starting to go burr. It looks like he didn't find what he was looking for on the scry. Seagate Oracle. What did he take? Play Territorial Scythecat. Gruul Turf. Start buffing our creatures. Attack with Snapping Gnarlid. No blocks. Put him down to 19. And from here, if we can live one more turn, I think we can really start getting something going. And it looks like we've got pretty free reign here. Put out Evolving Wilds. This is actually really great because he tapped all of his land. So he can't, like, play any counter spells. He can't play any kill spells. And we're just able to go ham. And he's probably, or our opponent's probably going to block here. But I have a little trick up my sleeve. Because if you notice, we do have Timur Battle Rage, and Scythecat has Trample. So our creatures are skyrocketing in power. Going to attack with both. I knew that was going to happen. Timur Battle Rage. The Snapping Garland. Put him down to 16 with that alone. Then down to 5. And just like that, our opponent went from 19 life to 5 life in one turn. Looking for some card draw. And he does find what he's looking for. Another Preordain. The more mana, Flame Slash on the Territorial Scythecat. It looks like he found a few. Firebolt. Kill that. But I think we may have this. Oh, yeah. We have just won the game. We just won game 1 right here. Harrow. And, yep. There's game 1 in the books. Let's see. What do we want to side in? What do we want to side in? I think, really... I'm gonna take out 2 Scythe Cats. Oh! Never mind. We win the match. Our opponent has conceded. That's what this deck can do. I mean, that right there just showcases how powerful this deck is. Bringing our opponent from 19 health down to 6. Like, that's what this deck is all about right there. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this video. I think that this deck is really, really strong. Really strong. It's really fun to play. And it's also really, really cheap. Again, it's right around $10. If you search around with the free bots, it's less than $10. Like, it's a really great starter budget deck. If you're just looking to get into Pauper, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, because I mean, I don't, right? I don't have a lot of money to spend on Magic, as much as I love it. I don't have a lot of money to spend on it. But decks like this are just perfect for those looking to, put their feet in the water, but on a budget. It's really, like I said, really fun, really powerful, not a lot of moving parts, easy to learn, and I think that you guys should really give this deck a try. So, that's about it. Remember, that's it for this one. Remember, if you like the video, like it, subscribe, ring the bell, comment below any other decks you'd like me to try, any other games you'd like me to play, and yeah, that's about it. See ya.